Okay. What's the topic again? Okay. Hi guys, welcome to the Unpopular Opinion. I'm Kemi.
Prim,
And we're real,
raw,
and
and
we're
we're
saying
saying
it
it
all.
all.
Happy New Year again, guys. You know how we say Happy New Year till the end of Jan? If you're Ugandan, you know. So Happy New Year once again. This week's topic also is kind of like, it's a follow-up of the one we did last week. We want to talk about stuff we're leaving behind in this year that passed. Because just, I think as everyone is making like resolutions and all these nice
Vision
things.
boards.
Yeah, there's things you're thinking about changing, maybe leaving behind or maybe just adjusting. So we're going to share a couple of those. I have them in like little segments. So maybe we can start with health, hygiene related stuff. Go.
So first of all, when it comes to hygiene, crusty heels. People who are not moisturizing. People
Guys,
who
can
are
you leave
not
it behind?
moisturizing.
Leave
Please. You know, most times people just be like, oh, hi, so what can I use for like in between my thighs, or it's too, say, ashy. Now, there are people who have like, who for whom it's a skin condition, but there are those who it's just really out of sheer negligence. Yes. Guys, please moisturize. Like, take time to take care of your body. Shower. Like, there are people who I know take 2 minutes in the shower. That's okay. Shower and take time to moisturize your body. Like, take time to take care of your body, by the way. Like, for yourself, not for anyone. For yourself.
Right? Yeah, no, as for
Crusty.
Actually, I want to, like, just to add on to that one also, gentlemen, make a bit of effort. Have you ever met guys who are like well dressed, ashy elbow? The elbow is, why is your elbow ashy, my friend? Why is your elbow ashy? There's actually no reason.
And it's the one that leans onto the earth. I think you can see why there's soil erosion. You and your ashy elbows.
You are causing soil erosion in the environment, so please oil the elbow. Just as you're doing this whole quick, also put here. I see it a lot actually. Yeah. It's very, very common.
Do you know how I solved that? I used to questigar like this, but now when I'm questigaring, I do this. You get, like, when I'm moisturizing, I do this so that I don't forget the elbows. Like, I start from there. Yeah. Then so Fiona also has like a solution to crusty heels. Like,
so for heels, it's just a thing. I think I've even heard other people talk about it. We grew up seeing my mom doing it. She still does. She putting Vaseline on, like just slathering your feet in Vaseline and wearing socks. Yeah, and sleep like that. Or some people don't feel comfortable sleeping like that. You could do it during the day for a couple of hours. It actually, I don't know, there's a way Vaseline is set up that it's... it's really, really nice. Honestly, like my heels have never ever cracked over what. I started seeing those things in the outside world.
Me, I've seen the change in my feet, the texture of my feet, like even just like the top skin. Because you know how more is like in sneakers and socks? Me too. I've seen that that's something that has improved like the skin and the texture on my feet greatly. I just woke up one day and my feet were nice. And yet, for me, that's been like one of my biggest insecurities, just how ashy they would be, Then I was like, what's different? What am I doing differently? And I realized it's because I wear like closed heels and closed shoes and like socks quite a lot.
Like to have a balance.
That goes to show, that goes to also say people who wear sandals like a lot in public. You have to be, you have to do extra. So,
yeah, you do actually, because you're more...
It would be a good thing for you to switch up your shoes every now and then. Do close, do some open, because also when you do lots of close, the cones. So you should switch up your shoes every now and then.
This one, I don't know if, I don't think we're going to leave it, but it's my prayer. It is my prayer that men can stop wearing those short trousers. The ones that are like pedal pushers. I open Pinterest, all the men are wearing these pedal pusher trousers. I don't know, but it's my prayer that we can live
I feel like the people who wear those are the people like at Mutasa
No, Prim, they're on Pinterest.
Really?
You think where did the Mutasa guys
find Mutasa, I the Mutasa guys have been wearing those exact pants for like so long. The moment you pass there like this, most of the people who are going to unassemble your phone, most of the people giving you software,
put for you a screen cover,
which a screen guard will be in those particular pants.
Then and those pants cannot be worn.
Sweaters if then they have lines on that side.
And they can't be worn without the other shoes of no
socks.
socks.
Shoes that are of no socks.
Moccasins. And they have to be patent leather meanwhile.
As if they are
with like a gold chain in front.
Moccasins, these are something else.
And there won't be socks. And then that's the ensemble. And then we're like, hi guys, welcome. I hope we can leave it.
That's
I don't
how
think
you
we're going
know-
to leave it.
That's how you know that that iPhone won't be 12. That's how
It's
you
like
know.
11.5.
It's 11.5.
But we continue to pray about it. We continue to lift you all up in prayer because me,
To
those
the
pants
Almighty God.
with their shoes without
I
socks,
know.
I cannot. I just want to be understanding that you're there. Actually, they also come in suits. So you
Yeah.
go to weddings, you find guys in that car suit, like you're sitting like this. We can see your entire here. Why can we see your entire here? I don't. It never looks classy to me.
I feel like it reminds me of someone we both know though. Like they used to do.
Eh? Yeah.
They used yeah.
Like a shoe has like a gold chain.
It was
Then
cut tight and
I'm like,
as
but
if
anyway.
MC Hammer on top. Of their MC Hammer pants, like they are loose up here. Anyway.
Enough said. Those are my
But,
feelings.
But shout outs to the men who are wearing sweatpants, the ones that have like a bulge, like that give like a bulge.
Bold.
They leave us like,
Bold.
I feel like this is the
A
time
bold
when,
choice.
yeah, we should also be telling women, tame your, like if it was one of those eras of like sexual harassment, stop enticing women. The men who wear like those gray sweatpants, those ones. Stop
They're
wearing
enticing
gray
us.
sweatpants. They're enticing women. You know that thing where like if anything happened to the man, we'll just be asking them, how are you dressed? Gray sweatpants, what? You don't have a case. You did that to yourself.
It was you.
It was you. Then I think when we are talking about health, I think we have to be responsible for what we are eating. Like we
Period.
have to be like we cannot. Oh my God, me personally, this is something that I talk about to like people who are close to me, like personal friends, and I tell them, you guys, when I look back, I remember recently when I was going through like, first of all, I was suffering from extreme gastritis because I was so afraid of eating, right? That's something that I should have gone to therapy, by the way. Before I lost weight, I should have gone to therapy. I should have at least tried to read about things. I should have had a lot more information before I lost weight, because a lot of things come through. You
Yeah.
know? So my friend Bana is a doctor, and she was telling me, it's so funny that the things we study, it's been so funny to see you experiencing those things. Because before I used to think it's theory, until I see you talking about them, I'm like, okay. Like it's manifesting. But one of them was for me trauma. So I wasn't eating. I would make sure that I eat and stop before my stomach even senses that it's full. I stop. So the result was that I was almost dying. Like you know that the gastritis got so bad. Ulcers get so bad that you feel like you're full, but you're not. The body is telling you it's hungry, but you cannot even eat because the moment you put one food, because of the acid, it feels like you're full. So one of the things that I used to struggle. Then one day I was like, no, that difference now. Something was like, try to eat a bit more food until like you feel full and put the fork down instantly. And I saw that the gastritis kept reducing.
Yeah.
But then I told myself, Prim, the reason you're afraid is because before, the reason you're not gaining weight is because before, Prim would have a pizza. A full pizza, please note, Java's large pizza. You know how Java's is very generous with it. I would have that
Toppings.
Java's generous large pizza. Then as we are leaving, I order a milkshake to go. But what did I have with the pizza? A mojito or a nojito, I think. And then as we are leaving, the milkshake is for drinking in the car.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Then you feel tired, you feel like your body is not even releasing sweat, you're just feeling hot, and you understand, like imagine doing that to your body. Now that I understand like how heavy junk is, I'm like, imagine doing that to your body.
Like consistently.
Yeah, consistently. You do it today, then tomorrow it's huge burgers and fries and like fried chicken and something else to go that you go eat in the night. Like that. So I'm not saying that you have to completely cut out junk, no, but I'm just saying that we need to be mindful of what we are putting in our body. And I've realized that the more and more I've become very mindful and understanding, the more I realize that the body will communicate. The body actually shows. I told you how I got so shocked. Like, I don't know if you can see my nails, but my nails are really long because I eat a lot of protein and they're not breaking. They'll stay this long.
Yeah.
It's me to decide whether to cut them off or not. I literally shave my hair every week. I'm in the salon every week to maintain the kind of level that I want. And you know me, Fiona. You know my hair was not growing at all. So there are times that I look at my plate myself and I'm like, I feel like I've not had vitamin C in a while. And this has taken me back to primary 4 studying balanced diet. Like I couldn't believe that.
Right.
At 32 is when I finally understand what.
Like now it feels practical.
Yes, it feels practical. I'm like, what have I been doing all these years? Like I look at my plate and be like, I feel like my body has not had carbs in a while. You can even, there are times I'll bend and feel dizzy. And I'll be like, I feel like there's no sugar. Like there's something happening there. Like I'm not taking water or sugar. Like I'll be able to retrace my footsteps and be like, there's something that's missing. So we have to be very cautious over things that we are putting in our body. That includes smoking.
Everything.
That includes drinking.
Everything.
Yeah, we have to be very, very mindful of the things we are putting in our body because they will manifest. The body communicates, so they will manifest. They will, and it will let you.
I hope if you're younger, you're not feeling like this excludes you. It's very, but I'm like, if I said some of these things earlier, I could have built habits much sooner.
That's true.
So the sooner you start, the sooner you become more aware of things and what, it will be so much easier for you in your 30s. You won't be like us who are discovering now at 33 that, oh, actually, I need to be regulating this and regulating that, or I need to be active, which, okay, I had skewed off to fashion, but when I think about health, I also think about, I think what we should leave behind is this attitude of, me, I don't work out. It doesn't matter if you're the smallest chick in the room or the smallest guy. It's not even about that. Our bodies need movement.
They do.
That's how we are designed for that.
They do.
You need movement. It doesn't matter if you're the smallest person who never gains weight, all the jazz. It doesn't matter. Your body needs movement. Movement doesn't have to be that you're in the gym from 6 to 8 and you're, no.
You
Take
need to
a walk.
do something. Yeah.
We sit in offices for what, 7 to 8 hours? In those 8 hours, do you ever stand up? And take some small laps. Do you take the stairs instead of the escalator? Like we are so comfortable. We're in such a comfortable thing, and it's only going to get more comfortable as technology, does what technology does and all of these things. So you need to build habits that allow you to move. Because even when I work from home, it's like an office. You can easily sit the whole day.
You can, yeah.
But I actually have like my alarms over. This time I stand up, I go,
and walk around,
you know that at this time I have now like a real 30-minute session of yoga, over whatever that looks like for you. Leave behind this jazz of, anyway, me, I don't work out. Like, it's too much work for me, but like I eat well. No, everything. It's a collective. Eat well, exercise, like it's a whole collective. Your mind, like it's a 360.
The mindset.
It's a 360.
I feel like the mind, God, I wish I could remove the mind and put it aside and talk to it. Because at this age is when I realized just how important our mind is.
Oh my goodness.
Recently at work, they've shifted our parking from inside to Protea. So you have to walk all the way from Protea to the terminal, to the main airport terminal. So I swear to God, when they were announcing, I saw how people were in shock. Like, what? We are going to what? Guys, now as we can't walk from over there. And I couldn't believe that. I was like, oh yeah, that's going to be a good thing. That for me, in my mind, I was just calculating how early now should I wake up so that I can come before the sun comes up, then I take my walk comfortably. You get? Without because first of all, I want to get to work early.
Yeah.
I want to get to work early. I want to prepare. So if I've been coming at 7, I've been making sure that I'm there by 7 in my car up to all the way. Now I'm going to be like, I need to just wake up at 5. And instead of say the usual, let me wake up at 5 and skip a rope, I'm now going to be using, instead that the 30 minutes of the rope are going to be for walking. And I'm just excited. Then in the evening, I was just like, I need to carry a bag. Then I'd be changing into my leggings and then I'll just jog down to my car. I'm just so happy that even if it's for 1 month, I'm already for me, my mind is already adjusted. I'm just looking at people saying, so, now what will they do for me when I'm like this? Now for me, I'm just looking at them like, okay, these are not my problems. For me, my problem is, just resetting my alarm. If it was going off at 6, it's now going up at 5:20, 5:30.
That's amazing. Good for you.
Like, the first time I walked, I could see how people stopped to give me lifts. And I'm like, no, I'm okay, thank you. No, I'm okay, thank you. But even that day felt so beautiful. I feel like, is the sun always this bright? Is the sun always this cold? It's like everything was just as if looking new. So the mindset, when we talk about our health, the mindset is the first, most important thing.
Yeah.
I think in the world, you'll be very shocked at things your body can do if you get your mind to agree.
Oh, that's the truth. That's the truth. Okay, we're going to move on to finances. I think for me, the change that I have made, that I guess is going to inform what my 2024 looks like with money, because we've said many times on the show in life how our system, our society is not set up in a way, at least it hasn't been for a long time, where people, like young people, really learn about money, get comfortable with managing it, etc. So a lot of us are figuring out this stuff in our 30s, maybe if you're lucky in your late 20s and so on. So this year I was really like, what am I going to do to change that situation? And I did a lot of procrastination, which I'm living in. I'm living that model of I've made a goal and then I procrastinate. I'm also living that behind. But one thing I decided to do was to consult a financial advisor and actually have someone who is holding my hand through this thing, because I don't know what I'm doing by myself. So I was like, I'm going to be with someone who helps me step by step. Now we're doing this, because the truth is, if you don't know something, you might as well get someone who knows it to help you. Because why are you suffering? Me, I'm not those people when I go online to find the course. No, I need a person who I can call and say, now, so what does this mean and where does this go?
Yeah.
So that's what I've done. So I hope that we can live in 2023, the relaxedness that a lot of us have towards money. The
whole destroyed, dire damsel in distress.
Yeah, like that
Take charge of your life.
money.
Like, take charge of your money.
Yeah, just
don't leave that in the hands of someone else.
Don't even leave the universe of
don't leave,
you don't know, in 5 years you don't even know. Like, you don't know what you're going to be doing in 5 years. When they ask you about when you want to retire, you don't even know when that is, because you don't know if you'll have money, because you've not organized your money in a way that will make sense for you in 5 years. So I hope we can leave that behind and just move forward with more like attention, because I keep saying I want to be friends with money. Me, I've feared money in my life. I've just been afraid of it. So it has also feared me. That's how it is. If you can become friends with money, then maybe you can also attract, just like healthier habits and a healthier relationship. So yeah.
I think one of the things that I'd like us to leave behind is the whole waiting for someone to save you. Waiting for someone to save your finances, waiting for, that thing where we wait for people to tell us, okay, you should actually get on birth control. You keep getting pregnant and, you're dealing with you go through abortions, you keep getting infections, but because your boyfriend doesn't want to use doesn't want to use condoms, you're just there letting him. And you're like, okay, can you have this conversation with him? Tell him to go to hospital with you. And you're like, Monange, he doesn't want. And I've been told that it's a privilege to have a partner who is willing to go through these things, who is willing to go to hospital when you both have an infection. Yeah, I'm told that, it's a privilege. It doesn't come for everyone else. And I feel like, I don't know how that makes me feel. It makes me feel so resigned. It makes me feel like, but where are we taking this? Where are we accepting it? Yeah. Because you realize that, guess who is suffering? You understand? It's you. Like when a man says he doesn't want to wear condoms and you're not getting, on contraception, it means that you're the one who is going to deal with this abortion and the next abortion. And the same man is telling you he doesn't want to marry you, he's not ready for a family. Like, why are we doing this? Like, guys, no one is coming to save us. Like, no one is coming to save us. We need to leave that whole, me, I am weak. Now me, you think for me. Then even this whole thing where you want people to be the ones to make decisions for you so that you don't take accountability for repercussions or for consequences. But like newsflash, consequences are going to always be there. There's always a consequence. There's always a consequence and there's always a choice. This thing we say that there's no choice, whatever choice you took was the choice you could take then. Yeah. And if it backfires, if it works out, that was the consequence from that choice. So we can't leave our lives in the hands of other people. We need to take back that power. We need to, we need to be confident. You can't keep waiting. And I think I've noticed is, I've talked about this before, being a wallflower, waiting to be chosen. Let me tell you something. Dear. They won't choose you. They won't choose you and you keep wondering. And I've seen this in workplaces. For me, I've come to this point because of workplaces. Because you keep thinking, they'll see how, they'll see how I work. They'll see how I'm always showing up. I swear to God, you will do those things. You'll be a diligent worker. You'll do all these things. But if you don't put yourself forward, no one is going to notice that. Yeah. The most they'll do is a pat on the shoulder, like, oh my God, you're always early. That's so nice. But the next time they're giving, say, is it salary increment or, promotions? If you don't submit and you don't ask, they will not think of you. Oh, there's someone who is very diligent. Let's just give it to them. So please ask. Put yourself forward. put yourself forward. The worst that can happen is that someone says no to you.
Yeah.
And
you know, because especially for women, because our male counterparts do that.
they do that.
They're not afraid to
Mediocre men
step
put their foot
and
forward.
ask for the promotion and ask for the
Yeah.
nini. And for us, we are more like,
Yeah.
and yet we're putting in work,
Yeah.
like it's there, but then you
women-
don't want to ask for the
Women
money.
excel
you
in
don't want to ask.
workplaces.
100%.
Women excel in workplaces.
100%.
When you see women work, the things women do, when you know that there's a woman
Over
on
and
this
above.
task, I can see it with you. Like,
Over and
when women,
above.
they do over and above. But
Yeah.
the problem with us women is that we wait to be chosen. I
And
think
that's not it. That's not
yeah,
how the
I
world
think it
works.
stems from like relationships and how
Even the patriarchy, there's so
Yeah,
many
the
things. There's so many
patriarchy, yeah,
things we've
like how
allowed.
people ask
So
me-
many things have happened to us and have put us in a certain
Yeah.
place, but we have to keep on taking back that
Yeah.
power. Every day, take back a little bit of power,
Yeah.
a little bit of power in your
Yeah.
workplace, in your relationships. And
in
we're actually moving
places
into
where you
relationships.
can, in places where you can. Like I see how people be like, so when are you getting married? And at first I would find excuses, right? Of so we are still looking for money, what. By mine I'm like, no, it's not money. This person is just not marrying me. Like
And you don't even owe any of those for an explanation,
yeah,
period.
and so I'm just like,
That's it.
when I get, please carry this same, like to his relatives, I'm like, carry this same question to him.
And it's the woman who gets
Because,
asked.
because
not
he
the
don't
man.
ask me, because I'm not going to propose to myself. I just know that when the time that I've given him comes, I will leave him. When the time is up, I will leave him. But in the meantime, ask your relative why he's not marrying me. But me, don't ask me why your relative is not marrying me.
Thank
because I
you.
feel like I've given what I can.
Yeah.
So when the time comes where I feel like this is what I had promised myself to give you, when it comes, goodbye to you.
Yeah. So the next one is relationships, and the first thing, I think I used to have this. I think I had so many expectations, not expectations, but you know when you think about who you want to be with, and you have a picture in your mind,
Yeah.
not even necessarily what they look like, but what they'll be
They'll
like in
feel
this
and
way,
what they'll be like, yeah.
And I think it used to confuse me.
Expectation.
I would just end up a confused person and putting expectations of people that they just cannot, you know. So this year, like something I changed, or anyway, I also changed later in the year, but something I'm leaving behind is like all those, I don't know, that
Ideals?
of like it needs to be like this and it needs to be exactly, because that's my inclination.
Yes.
Even in work, it's very easy for me to be like, no, but this has to look like this and this has to look like this and but human beings are not like that. Even I'm
Yeah.
not, like I'm also not like that. Like
We
I
are
can't
amoebas.
have all those
We
expectations.
take new form every day.
We're just like, you know, so I switched up, and one of the things I just decided is like in a partner, what I'm looking for is kindness. Like that's my starting base. It's actually my biggest, I'm like all other things, we can be seeing as we are moving. If you are kind, okay, let's sit down and chat. Because I had all these things, and they were just, I ended up confusing myself also. I'm like, oh, but then this, but then also this, but then also that. It was just cluttering my brain and my heart for nothing, and also putting myself in situations of expecting someone to be a certain way, to do things they've already communicated to you through their actions that they're not capable of. Then you're miserable because how can you not be capable of that? And then, you know, so I just said, you know what, I need to rethink how I'm approaching that. What's the most important thing to me? I said, kindness, okay. So then we move.
I feel like when it comes to relationships, Fiona, the understanding that the human being you met, like I am not the same person that you even saw this morning when we got out of bed. That human beings keep taking different forms every day and they change. And I feel like one of the things that strains us a bit in relationships is the fact that is sometimes one partner changing and the other one remaining the same. Or one not picking up on the change, you not detecting that your partner has probably grown, has...
Like
Human beings are so
insecure.
interesting, yes. Human beings are so interesting that one day, both of you are probably just done with university and you're not working. Then one gets a job and another one stays at home. Man, that's why relationships a lot of times end, you get.
Yeah.
Or one gets a promotion at work and then the salary changes, or the people they hang out with change. So that means their mindset is going to change. Or one joins the gym and another one stays, that way. That means they're going to meet people who are like them at the gym and they'll start, So that you're not picking up on the change, you're not detecting the change in your partner. They're just people changing. I think relationships are the one thing that keep us on our toes. Like imagine until you're 90, you are going through, you're adapting to the new person that you're with, you get. And so one of the things that we are taking into the new year is, I think we need, mindfulness helps us to see. When you stop thinking about just yourself, you start to detect that, oh, this person now likes, football. Oh, this person now likes this. How do I fit into their schedule? Like, if they like going to the gym and you instead of complaining that we don't get time enough, how about you try and sacrifice, because, it's about compromise. How about you try and be like, oh, let me come to the gym with you today. Or if, your person all of a sudden is into movies, just be like, oh, you know what, instead of saying we don't find time to be with each other, fit yourself into their like movie or something. So I don't know, like, the fact that we are living behind that whole laid back laziness, or for me, love me this way. For me, you like me like this. For me, I'm just like this. This is how I am.
Those things of this is how I am.
Yeah, the truth is you have to put in the work.
100%.
Have to put in the work, yeah.
Speaking of, like, thinking of family as well, when we talk about relationships, something that I want to do better is making the time. I feel like, and you guys will let us know if this is how it is for you, when you leave your parents' home and you're living by yourself, of course you have this whole other life, you have your own work, your friends, you're this, you're that, and life. You can, without even meaning to, have less and less and less and less, like little time to really invest in spending, for example, with your parents, and maybe even your siblings, etc. I want to do better in that. Like, I want to the way I carve out time for any other thing, that this is the time of seeing parents, this is the time of my siblings, I feel like I could definitely do better. Like, I look at that, looking back on my year, I was like, I could have spent more time with these people.
Yeah.
And anyway, you hear this a lot, but it's the truth. Like, all these things are not guaranteed. You have them today,
I just looking at you
and
like,
you may not have them tomorrow.
Yeah.
So to just be intentional about that type of time, because, man, that's the only family you get. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
It's
but
the
I
only
feel
one.
like I feel like when it comes to family, it's not that easy. But the relationship with your parents, Fiona, it's also more money complicates it a bit.
Yes.
Do you know why sometimes it's a bit better for you? Because you're not completely taking care of your parents, but which is different for me. Like, I completely take care of my parents. So before I even take care of myself, I'm taking care of her. So there'll be times she'll complain about not getting certain things. And I'm just like, I wish you knew what it takes for me to do even just what I just did. You get? Because, so when money is in the equation,
it's even.
when there's dependability in the equation, sometimes it's hard.
It adds another dimension.
Yeah, it helps us understand why our parents were always annoyed when we were kids, because especially when we're going back to school, there's money there, there's finances moving and stuff. Yeah. So even as adults, so I know that we want to take care of like family, we want to be with them, but I'm having like
things with family are actually just very hard.
And I was recently telling my friend that I feel like if only parents knew that you asking me bakwongere supu bakwakuchinyebwa doesn't, like that, how you go home and parents take care of you, and that's what you're looking for, because you've been suffering and you're crusty from the world, and the prodigal child returns, and the parent, like for example, my mom, one of her love languages is food. She keep asking me, can I give you juice? She will take care of me, you guys, when I go home. It is the most beautiful thing. Yeah. But I always feel like you telling me, do you want juice? Do you want soup? It's not going to fix. It doesn't like fix. Those are just band-aids. And what we are fixing are bullet holes. You get, like, I was like, I wish, okay, actually going into 24, I wish we would, as parents and children, I wish we could talk. I wish we could have deep conversations, not just parents and children, as human beings.
And maybe it's even a
deep conversation.
I think it's a whole other conversation, because
deep conversation.
Like, even now as you're saying it, I'm like, like there's that thing of why are millennials more, like why do we lean so much towards minimalism? It's because most of us grew up with hoarders as parents. Yes. And so it's like the reason why, like, I'm such a, like, I love to communicate. I'm very in touch with my feelings. I'm always ready to sit down and have a deep conversation about uncomfortable things. And why it has been so important to me, like why I put so much energy in it in my life, is because I didn't have it. I still don't have it truly with my parents, or we didn't grow up with that. So now it's like my response is to just like put so much energy in it on this other side. I guess there's this feeling of like, okay, I didn't have it there, but I'm going to make the effort to have it in this other phase. And yet, because they're your family, there's like a space in your system that's still craving.
Yes.
Craving to have that with your parents especially. And you're just like, what do I do? We're all just walking around here with stuff.
And also being the one that initiates it and you're not getting it. You get.
Don't even tell me about initiations because I can start crying. I can start screaming because the time you're like, I don't know how it takes. Do you know how much time it takes? It takes you months of preparation and meditation to. I'm going to make this move. I'm going to say this word. I'm going to.
I feel like for me, I'm learning to take my healing where it comes from. Recently, my brother, I'm so glad. You know the thing about going. Relocating from Uganda to do like Cheyo is that life humbles you. In Uganda, you have the privilege of go to Fiona's and have lunch.
Yeah.
You will, but then when you start to work, my brother was spoiled. Fiona, my brother was spoiled. And for someone like me who had to put my siblings through school, and being a firstborn, the resources were not available to me. Every end of sem, people in my class knew that Prim doesn't have tuition. She's going to be there crying for us. Like it was even a real common gossip. And when I started working, I made sure that none of my siblings ever has to go through that. I think when I say working, my brother was in like second year and my sister was joining first year. So I made sure that I pay for their school fees. Like tuition was always available. They always had pocket money. I mean, they had it better than I did.
Yeah.
But I remember how they used to say, Nyonyo, ayombera sente. She's always quarreling for her money. Nyonyo will not give you 1 shilling and not kulangira you. That's the word they used to use. They used to, because I used to complain about money so much. I'd be like, guys, why are you spoiling this? Why are you wasting this? I've just given you this. I've just bought sugar. For me to even find just like sugar poured down, I swear I would lose my mind. I'd be like, guys, I work in the night while you're sleeping. I don't even sleep in this house. I am paying for this house and like I don't even get the chance to sleep in it. You get like, because I'm out there working, nothing. My siblings and I were literally divided. And it didn't help that my mom was not calling them out. You get, there are times they would even like connive and say, just don't tell your sister because you know her. But recently, one day my brother calls me. One of the things I'm grateful for is life. Like me, when I received that call washed away my sins. So he calls me and he's like, I was supposed to pay this and that. He's like, are you also dealing, like, he's like, do you realize that so-and-so, I've been taking care of so-and-so and they're not grateful. They'll still come back and ask me for money after I had, I've paid. I kept saying, Muhwezi, I am happy. I am happy that you finally make money. I told him, Muhwezi, nkakushabira that go and make money and understand what it means to work hard for every coin that you have, to earn a living. Yeah. I told him, because I didn't talk to my brother for 2 years. For 2 years, I'm like, you guys had turned me into this person who's just very difficult, but you now understand what it means to go out and work and stuff and give money to people who are ungrateful. Yeah. You get? He's like, they will not even say thank you to me. And I said, yes, imagine you did that to me all those years. I'm like, imagine for all those years, I took care of all of you guys. And none of you would ever say thank you to me. And each time he would say this and that, and I'm like, Muhwez, I'm glad. I'm glad you've seen it. I'm glad you've seen it. And it has changed. Him working and earning a living and him, like everything, it has changed our relationship.
I can imagine.
My brother. I can't believe that now it's like I will feel emotions of love. Yeah. Before, you were shocked when you found out I had a brother. You remember? I
didn't know.
Oh, is he younger? But because I never used to talk about him, my friends would be like, you never talk about your brother. You have a brother. But now I love my brother. I love my brother because I think for me, that is the kind of, when he came back to talk about the things I had gone through and he didn't see them because he was a child, he was just, it has changed our relationship.
I can imagine. It's a big thing.
It improved our relationship, Fiona, because he finally gets to experience adulthood. And I keep telling him, you're a black man in a foreign country. Oh, you will understand what that means. You will understand.
The way when you become adults also, it's like as though it levels out the...
Adulthood levels out the ground.
Things change. Even my sister and I were recently saying how as adults, this is the best our relationship has been. When we were young, I don't know. Because there's something about growth and maturity and it can really.
But
anyway,
also for them to, it's like a chance. Growth is like a chance for people to walk in your shoes.
this is true.
Adulthood is
Like
a
it's
chance
just
for
like how
people.
how even now that we are older, we are more empathetic towards our mothers.
Yeah.
I feel like when I was like a teenager or whatever, it was
Yeah.
like, Mom, you're unfair. But now that I have so much more grace, even as someone who hasn't had a child yet, there's some things I see and I'm like, as a grown woman,
Even me, there are times.
I'd be like,
Yeah, there are times I'm going to
I know.
like do something, like say not take her course, and I'm just like, if my daughter did this to me, I think I would lose my mind. I
even
would
before my
die.
daughter, like just as a woman, there's some things you're like, oh, actually my mom must have. You even think back,
You
you're
look
like,
back
hey,
and-
this
yeah.
season must have been hard for my mom because now I know it.
You're like,
But anyway, I think like even just siblings and parents is like a whole conversation,
ooh,
a deep one with like I'm even
we need like
my
a
skin is
therapist to sit here, or like a counselor to sit here.
family,
And they'll probably talk to themselves on that episode. We would host them then as we sit on that side.
who just take our notebooks
Yeah.
and take notes. Anyway, guys, those are some of the things. I mean, I know we've digressed into other things, but you know how the conversation here is. We just go with the flow. But thanks for joining us and let us know, what are you guys living in 2023? Leave us a comment. Please remember to subscribe. It really supports our channel and what we do. Also, shout out to Piece of Woka Studios. She's just sitting there looking cute, doing all of the work of making all of this look nice. So shout out to her and her beautiful space if you're a content creator or
She's
whatever.
just very humble, as if receiving an award.
As of like, I want to thank my parents. Anyway, so yeah, guys, that's it for this week and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Thank you.